And then please raise your hands to your heart. And we'll chant the Gayatri mantra. Let's begin. Om Bhargava Sivaha Tat Savitar Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhargava Sivaha Tat Savitar Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhargava Sivaha Tat Savitar Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. With your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart. Keeping the eyes closed, raise your heart and the crown of your skull. Turn your palms face out and inhale. Make a wide circle of the arms to reach up overhead. And interlace your fingers. Exhale, push up but gaze down. Excuse me. And then inhale and gaze up. Lift your heart, open your throat, open your eyes. Now exhale, gaze down and squeeze your hands behind your head. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Swing the elbows forward, wrap the base of the skull with the pinkies and inhale to go up. And exhale, gaze down, sweep the elbows wide. Inhale to push up, root down with your sitting bones, but raise up through the chakras otherwise. And exhale, push out, wide and down. Interlace your fingers at the small of your back and inhale to raise up. And then exhale, come to neutral. Rest your hands in your lap. So part of that process that we're doing there includes this, what I've been referring to recently. It includes part of your reaching reflex, reaching out, being engaged in the world in this way. And that reach reflex is a part of the adventure. We're born with it. We have to reach up to ask for help. We have to reach out to signal someone we need. So we're born with that reflex. Let's use it again. We're going to add to that cycle. So this time, start from the center. Inhale to go up and gaze up. Exhale, gaze down. Keep reaching up. Inhale, reach up and use the reach reflex with your heart and your throat and your eyes. And then exhale, squeeze that down behind your head so the pinkies are at the base of the skull. Inhale, elbows forward and up. Exhale to squeeze the elbows wide and gaze down. Inhale, press up, reach up, heart, throat, and eyes up. Exhale, big circle of the arms out to a T shape. palms face up. Inhale, reach up. Join the hands like an arrow and exhale, side bend to your right. Keep the elbows straight. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend left. Keep the right hip grounded, left elbow straight. Inhale, rise up. Now exhale, rotate to your right and bring the hands down. Inhale, reach up like an arrow. Now rotate first. Exhale, rotate, and then bring the hands down. Inhale, rise up like an arrow. And then exhale, reach forward like an arrow. If possible, bring the pinkies to the sides, the pinkies to the mat, and slide out like pranam. And then inhale, rise back up like an arrow. And exhale, push out. Bring your hands down onto your knees. So since that reach reflex is primal, it's primitive to us, it is already at the base of the second chakra. How we reach out is reflexive. And then up through the chakras and up through the development of our life, how we reach out has to be something that we do with a reflective process, not just reflexive, but also reflective. Okay, let's place the hands on the shoulders, please. And so this is going to the second and third chakra. We're using Kapalabhati to go side to side. Let's begin. Come to center and inhale up to suspension. Exhale completely. And the courage of warriors, since you are warrior yogis, what we learn to feel at the base, at the root chakra, is our innate fragility, our vulnerability, and our fleeting nature. We are finite. It takes courage to feel that and remember it every day. At the second chakra, what we are implored to feel is our innate sorrow, that there's loss, that life includes connecting, attaching, being with, and then also this loss, that we can't hold on to all of it. With the third chakra, we have this, we are implored to feel our innate smallness. We are very tiny relative to the cosmos. And coming into that humility, it could be difficult for some. It's close, for some of us, it feels like it's close to shame, that humility is like humiliation, but actually humility is a beautiful quality. We see our size in this massive mystery. Place your hands back up on your shoulders, please. Round number 2. Come to center, exhale, and then inhale up to suspension. And then exhale completely. And rest in your courage to feel what is there, both the beautiful and the poignant. And please take your right hand firmly over your right knee. Take the left hand over the right hand like this. And then exhale, curl into a cat pose spine. And inhale, reach up to a cow pose spine. And continue. Since the hands are bound, we've asked for this anyway, they're not actually bound, but since the hands are in a kind of bound position, where you move when you go up to cow pose has to be from the heart, the throat, the neck. As you're moving down into your cat pose, include the lower lumbar, the back waist, the back of your kidneys. When we inhale to go up, it's kind of like the courage of a warrior. When you exhale to go down, just be willing to see whatever is present there. Now with the next inhale, when you're going up, also raise your left arm up like an arrow. And exhale, circle it wide, reach out to the left, place your left fingertips behind you, lean back, inhale, raise your right arm up. And then exhale, return to your seat. Place your left hand over your left knee, walk your right hand to be on top of your left hand, straighten both elbows, and inhale to go up. Exhale, curl down and breathe into the back waist. So the lower abdomen is pressing into the back of the waist. Inhale, rise up. Lift your heart, your collarbones, your eyes. Exhale, curl down. Keep the arms straight so you're really rounding into the back hemisphere of the lumbar spine. Inhale, roll up again. The courage of warriors. Exhale, curl down. Inhale, raise your right arm up like an arrow. Exhale to open. Place your fingers pointing behind you and inhale, raise your left arm up. And then exhale, return, hands to your knees. Let's switch the two ankles, please, so the other foot is on the inside or the outside. So this is like an archaeologist who is peeling away these layers of the residue of sleep or daily life or stress. And moving those layers away, you may be able to make contact with that at the first chakra, this thing many people are trying to avoid, a sense of our actual fragility and finiteness. You may sense at the second chakra, the fundamental experience that there's nothing solid to hold on to. It's moving through. There's constantly a sense of something going downstream. You can't hold on to it. To be able to experience that and let yourself know it, everything becomes a bit more precious and sacred. So now we're going to go to yesterday's twisting practice, and it's going to be reaching and then also this opening practice. So place your left hand over your right knee and your right hand on the floor. You can go to your fingertips. And walk the left hand over the right knee so even your wrist is past your knee. Curl down like you're doing cat pose. The left hip is going to stay grounded here. And then walk your right fingertips out if possible, and walk the left fingertips out also if possible. Press back into the left hip and broaden your left lumbar, left kidney, left adrenal. And then walk one more time out to the right, walking as possible with the left hand. The right one will be easier. So there's a forward bend in the cat pose spine, a twist deep in the low belly. The right side waist should feel like it's shorter than the left side. You are squeezing the ascending colon. And with your next inhale, start to rotate your low belly to the left. Place your right palm flat. Open your inner abdomen, mid-abdomen, upper abdomen. Sweep the left arm up. And then side bend really deliberately. Now see if you can keep the right shoulder pressing back so it's not going to roll forward towards your right ear. And rotate into a little seated back bend. Raise the left arm any amount. And then sweep it across your face, reach the left hand towards the right, and rise up to sitting. And you might feel like a little bit of a zigzag, right? Another sedimentary layer. The archaeologist is like, oh, this is getting so cool. So take your right hand across now over your left knee and stretch the left hand out on the floor. You can come to your fingertips. Press down into your hands to scoop your low belly in towards your back waist. So breathing into the lower back, you are deliberately squeezing and rotating the inner belly to the left. Walk your left fingertips out, right fingertips out. Press into your right outer hip. And walk out a tiny bit more if your body can do it without straining. And then pressing into your left palm, you can make the whole hand more flat. Begin turning your right low belly, right mid belly, upper belly. Sweep the right arm out. Roll your left shoulder back. And then sweep your right arm overhead past your right ear. You are deliberately squeezing the left side of the waist, so that is the descending colon. Keeping the left hand strong, roll your left shoulder back and encourage a little back bend of any amount here. And then sweep your right arm down alongside your face and raise yourself back up to sitting. And notice again, another archaeological dig, another layer of the sedimentation being removed. Please come over to your hands and knees. Okay, and momentarily check your distance for child's pose. And then see if you can do this child's pose by putting the pinky fingers on the floor and the palms together like an arrow. Press down through the pinky fingers, the tips of the ring fingers, the tip of the middle finger. Raise your wrists off the floor. Raise your forearms. Keep the upper arms lifted and reach your hips way back towards your heels. Okay, now we know that distance. On your exhale, slide your arrow back towards your lap and come up to kneeling. Right, place your palms face down in your lap. Kapalabhati, a little bit quicker. Exhale completely. Inhale up to suspension. Exhale completely and thoughtfully. Turn your palms face out. Inhale, raise your arms up. Bring the palms up together like an arrow. And then exhale and come forward. Now at first you're going to curl down and you place the sides of the pinkies and then slide out to your pranam. And breathe in. Exhale, slide your fingers back on the mat. Now inhale, go up to your high knees like yesterday. Exhale to open. Inhale, raise up. Now exhale, lower the hips down and bow forward. So the hips find the heels and you do not fall onto your fingers. Inhale. Exhale, slide your fingers back towards your knees. Inhale, go up. Exhale, opening. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hips to your heels and come down to child's pose without falling forward. Breathe in here. Lift the sides of your wrists and the sides of your forearms. And one more time, exhale, hands back to your knees. Inhale to go up. Exhale, open. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sit your hips back and curl down. Breathe in. And exhale, slide back to kneeling. Place your palms in your lap. So there's a reaching reflex in that sequence there. And in spite of sensing our fragility, our uncertainty, our vulnerability, and perhaps even because of that, we have a neurological reflex to reach out. So now we're going to take it down to the forearms and the knees. Oh, not forearms. I'm sorry, that was yesterday. Come down to your hands and knees and step your, let me get my lefts and rights. Yeah, both ways. Step your right foot out to the side like this. Okay. Level the hips so you can feel the upper inner right thigh down to the inner right arch. Now, as you press into your left arm, go up to a twist to your right. You'll feel the natural kind of reaching out quality. And then exhale, come down, under and through. Bend the left elbow so you can bring the back of your right hand, the back of your shoulder, the side of your head. There's your exhale. Press down and inhale to open to the twist. Exhale, down, under, and through. Inhale, open. Since we're not staying down for a long time, you don't have to make the right shoulder sort of lazy on the floor. Press the back of your right hand down the back of your wrist, the back of your forearm. That supports your twist. Inhale, open to your right. And once more, exhale, come down. This time we're going to stay for a little bit. So take your left hand onto your right hand and press down with your left hand on your right to make that even more secure on the floor. The right shoulder can touch but should not feel heavy on the floor. Of course, the side of the head is touching but should not feel burdened. Keep the right leg strong and long, even as you're rotating the belly to your left. Roll your left shoulder towards the twist, towards the sky. And then place your left hand where you need it to be to inhale, and once more reach out and up. And then exhale and come down. Place your right hand, left hand in table pose, step the right knee in. And then to the other side, step the left foot out. Point the toes of your left foot forward. You can sense the upper inner left thigh. Press into your right hand. Please inhale, open to your left. And exhale, come down, under and through. Inhale to open. Use the strength of the right arm. That is your push reflex. Exhale, down, under and through. Inhale, push down to reach out. Exhale, down, under, and through. Once more, reach up. Now we're going to stay a little while. So when you come under, take the back of the left hand, the back of your wrist, the back of your forearm, place your right hand on your left hand, and press firmly down there. Keep the left leg long and strong. As you press down with your right hand on your left, there is a twist to the right, but also you can broaden the back hemisphere of the body. And then place your right hand again. And as you press down with the right hand, inhale, open to your left. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Step your left knee in and come to Vajrasana. And consider yet again another layer for the archaeologist. You are the archaeologist. You are also that which you're studying. Another layer has been released. Now there's a principle related to the shoulder that I want to be clear about. And since I'm not going to have my head on the floor in this part, I'm going to tie my hair back. So in the next sequence for the shoulder, it's going to be really important that you roll the shoulder back. And what yoga teachers mean by that is you're rolling the shoulder back away from the chest and heart. It's not going to crowd the neck or the collarbone. It has a feeling like this. So the palm will be turned out and you're rolling the shoulder back this way, not letting it come forward to collapse in like this. Now this sequence, I'm going to recommend that you take on the attitude of adventure. So in spite of your finiteness, in spite of your smallness, in spite of the losses that we have to experience in life, we still have this imperative to venture forth. And see if you can explore this with the attitude of adventure, even insofar as you might make up your own thing. So take a wide stance. You may not understand where we're going. You might improvise something completely different. So in this wide stance, place your feet about one leg length wide. Reach back to prasarita, padottanasana. Place your palms on the floor. And let's just begin by moving into the hips. So inhale, pelvis to your left. The right leg will seem longer. The left leg will seem shorter. And then exhale, pelvis to the right. With your breath cycle, go ahead and go side to side at the rhythm that feels like a really wonderful exploration into your breath and your body. As you're moving through, notice how you kind of chaperone the experience. Where are your senses? Where is the breath? Where is your mind? Now, the next time that you're going to take your pelvis to the left, go ahead and stay there where your left hip is going to be higher than your right hip. Pick up your right heel and spin it in towards the center of your mat. That means that your left hip is going to go even higher. And you might feel the inner edge of your right leg, somewhat like yesterday's triangle pose. You spin the right heel back out to parallel and swoosh your pelvis across to the right. Pick up the left heel and turn that one in. So your hips are going to go more to the right, and you might feel your left inseam or the back of your left leg. And then slide your left heel back to parallel. Now we're going to add to that. So shift your hips to the left. Pivot your right heel in. Now begin to come forward slowly. Press into your left palm and then pick up your left foot and step it next to your right bend both knees and sit down into a twist. Notice that my left shoulder is back, so it's not crouching forward towards the chest or the heart. You can cross your right arm over your knees for this twist. Keep the knees going to the right, going to the right, going to the right. And then we're going to go back to where we began. So how will you get there? You might bring the knees a little forward, raise your hips, place your right palm, and step across with your left foot. Now shift your hips to the right and turn your left heel in, so your foot's going to be nearly parallel to the mat if possible. Bring your body weight somewhat forward, place your weight in your right arm, step the right foot over to the left. You can bend both of the knees, sit your hips down into your twist. Cross your left arm to the outside of your right knee, roll the right shoulder back, and keep twisting the knees to your left, sort of like they're tipping to the left, so the belly and the chest are going in opposite directions. Now, to go back to center, orient your knees to center, press into your right hand, raise your hips, place your left hand and step your right foot back into prasarita padottanasana. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to add to it. And so reaching the hips back, glide your pelvis to the left. Turn the right foot, the heel in. Come slightly forward, balance on your left arm, step the left foot under, and come down to your seat in your twist. The left hand is quite a bit from the pelvis. Use both knees and your right arm to twist the belly to your right. Roll the left shoulder back. Now turn your gaze towards the ceiling and up past your right shoulder. Raise your right arm up towards the ceiling and rotate over. So you're going to rotate on the pelvis, bring the right hand down, press into your left arm and step again into prasarita padottanasana. Now the other side. Shift your hips to the right, turn your left heel in. Come slightly forward, press into your right arm, and as you step your right foot across, put the knees together and lower your hips down. Cross your left arm and take the knees and your left arm to the left. Roll the right shoulder back and gaze up. Raise your left arm up. And then rolling back. So you can go back to your first destination. You're going to pick up the hips, rotate, step under, prasarita padottanasana. And then let's go heel toe into center until you are in downward facing dog pose. Walk your feet slightly back. Now 2 straight elbows, walk in small footsteps backwards into Uttanasana. And raise your hands to your hips. Rise up to standing. Okay, it's like a developmental process. You got up off the floor, you made it up to standing. Okay, notice what is happening now. So the more tender, I would say tender emotions of the chakras, like fear and uncertainty, loss and sorrow, that sense of smallness or humility, the more tender emotions there, ideally it promotes a reflex for us to reach out to also know that we are a part of all that is. It doesn't ideally become something where we sink down and in. That's called a dorsal vagal reflex. And if our society goes to dorsal vagal, we can't steward our responsibilities here. So in other words, when we go to numbing, sedating, isolating, withdrawing, we can't really steward our responsibilities here. So this reaching reflex is still in us. Even if we feel those more tender emotions, we can access this reaching out, even if it's a small gesture sometimes. Okay, let's take this to Surya Namaskar, please. Place your, and thank you for playing. Place your blocks at the front of your mat. Join your hands at your heart. You have the courage of a warrior yogi. I'm saying that because you're already here for an early morning practice and because you've been consistently coming. So acknowledging that courage of the warrior yogi. Inhale, Ujjayi, raise your arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, glide forward. Left toes back and left knee down. Inhale, rise, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, descend. Place your hands firmly on the two blocks. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, raise your left leg high. Exhale, left foot forward and right knee down. Inhale to rise, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, descending, a complete exhale, place your palms on the blocks. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, raise your right leg high. And exhale, right foot forward, left foot forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, connect the palms like an arrow. Exhale, side bend right. Squeeze the ascending colon. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, push out. Return your hands to your heart. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Utkatasana. Rising. Descending. Opening. Left toes back. Left knee down. Rising. Descending. Plank. Downward dog. Raise your left leg. Left foot forward. Right knee down. Rising. Descending. Inhale, plank. This time, exhale, cow pose. With your right arm, inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale to cat pose. Inhale, left arm, forward and up, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Again, right arm, inhale, cat pose. Left arm, cat pose. And then come to cow pose, breathe in. And slide your hips forward towards seal pose. There's your exhale. Press down with the tops of both feet and the tops of both shins. Inhale to look up. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. Now this time, inhale, raise your right leg high behind you. And exhale, right foot forward, left foot forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, upward hands pose. Join the hands like an arrow. Exhale, side bend to your right. Inhale up. Side bend left. Rising up. And exhale, arms wide and down. We're going to return to Anjali Mudra, palms to the heart. And please take a seat on a couple of blankets, depending on what you need for padottanasana. Take a seat and bring the soles of the feet together. Like this. I'm sitting on just the very front edge of the blankets. You can choose to sit where it's comfortable for you. We'll take the toes or the ankles, and please come forward. So padottanasana, in this case, it's a pose of humility, a pose of inwardness. For most of us, the pelvis will be a little bit lower than the knees based on our hip structure. So you may also have a sense of how you sit back down into the pelvic basin here. Reach your left hand over to hold your right shin or ankle, please. Take your right hand to your right knee. We're not really pressing down against the knee to move the knee, but press down to help twist to your right. Allow yourself to feel what is present in the body. It's a really good practice for feeling what is present in the emotions. And come down to center and hold your left shin or ankle with your right hand, reach across. Take your left hand to your left knee. Again, not to push the knee down, but to help with your twist to your left. And then bring yourself back to center. Rise up to your seat. Notice how, depending on where you're sitting on the blankets, there is this sense that you can have of the pelvis descending. So your energy dropping down to the first and the second chakra. Okay, let's put the fingers and thumbs together like this, out over the knees. The sound is the word lum with an L. Lum, 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 lum. 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 Now come to Sukhasana. Cross your ankles. You may want to sit up higher on your blankets if your ankles need you to do that. Place your palms now so the fingers make a little bowl, not as much as we were doing the last couple of weeks, but the fingers are here and the thumbs touch like this, and that goes in front of the bladder. Wum, 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 wum. 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 Bring the palms together and cross one thumb over the other, near to the stomach. Ram, 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 ram. 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 And rest one hand in the lap of the other. You can remain here in meditation, or you may transition to Shavasana. And I'll call you out of Shavasana in about 7 or 8 minutes. A reminder that in the teachings of yoga, meditation is considered more powerful than asana. And yet some of you are going to need the rest and integration of Shavasana. And some will find that right here in meditation. Please stay present, even though this is a more silent part of our class together. Stay present to your experience, please. Keep your mind present here. Give yourself the gift of being with us, with your deepest self. Again, remain present. Give yourself the gift of being here with us, with yourself. As you remain present, for anyone who went to Shavasana, now is a good time to return to your seat. As we sit in quiet together, start simmering in the memory of being here with each other. As we make our explorations today, this sort of archaeology that we're involved in, when we touch those more hidden aspects of the chakras, those that our society prefers to keep in the dark, as we touch that, may we have a sense we're touching it on behalf of humanity, coming back into relationship with that which is poignant about our time here, and also that which is potent about our time here. And with your inhale, please raise your hands up. And pour this into the heart. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Hands in Anjali Mudra. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Raising that up to your vision. May we see clearly today ourselves and each other. May we also be clearly seen by others. And bring that down into your heart. And as an offering, we give to our community. And we also receive this offering from our community. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Place that in your heart and in your lap. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for being here. Namaste.